everyone, Alexa here from the blog, theduvallhomestead.com. Today I'm going to take you along a simple summer farmhouse home tour here at our homestead. Today we're going to relish in summer. Summer is here, the flowers are blooming, the chickens are making noises, there's cats running around the neighborhood. Everything is just full of life and beautiful. And it definitely is every homesteader farmer's dream because you're walking outside and you're just enveloped in your garden and you've got your chickens walking next to you. Summer is just full of life. Now our summer has not been very warm yet, so all of our plants are just barely budding or blooming, so you'll see my flowers in this video. I had very slim pickings for this home tour, but I can't wait until I can go pick some more. But I did find a way to fill my vases even though I didn't have many flowers, so hopefully that will give you some inspiration as well in case you are in this area or another area where you just don't have many flowers yet. Okay, so we're going to start with the bedroom. I started with 2 new pictures on either side of our bed. This was a really nice DIY because it was inexpensive and easy, and it's easy to rotate out the photo for new seasons. So I had this in the wintertime as well. I had 2 winter pictures. So I was at an antique store and I found these picture frames, and I had this vision of printing off a photo and then putting it in a vintage picture frame and hanging it on the wall. In order to do that though, you have to have the matte background of a picture, right? So if you have a big frame, you have the picture in the middle, and then you need the matte. And so I Googled where to get that, and of course Michael's had that. So I bought some matte paper for just a few dollars. The picture frame themselves were probably $2 or $3 each. And then I went on Etsy and I found these summer landscape photos of this garden and flowers and just really cheerful and bright, really pretty summer pictures. And what you can do is you buy these pictures on Etsy for just like $3 to $5, and then you can download them in any size you like, print them off, and put them in the picture frame. So that's exactly what I did. So this total cost was probably around $10 to $15 for all of this, and I really like how it turned out. So then when fall comes, I can just get a new picture. If you have a more modern home and you want a glossy, glassy, professional looking photo, this method probably wouldn't be for you, but I like the handmade look, and now I can also peel off the summer picture and then put a fall picture when the new season comes. Okay, moving on into the kitchen. I normally just keep some hand towels out, put some fresh flowers on the counter. I have some new vintage teacups and saucers that I got. I thrifted from an antique seller on Instagram actually. And the only other thing that you'll notice in my kitchen in the summertime is fermented products, especially this year. I'm getting interested in fermenting lots of different foods. I've done a lot of sauerkraut in the past, but I'm kind of interested in what it would be like to ferment garlic or peppers or things like that. So I decided to go ahead and ferment some garlic scapes, which if you don't know what a garlic scape is, it's the top part of the garlic that grows out of the ground, and you can eat that and cut that when it's long enough before the bulb is actually ready. And I fermented some red peppers and some garlic. Okay, on the dining room table, you know I always have to have something hand sewn, and so I decided to sew napkins. I wanted to do a double-sided napkin that had 2 sides. So I cut a fabric with floral pattern, and then I cut fabric that was mostly solid blue. I do have a tutorial for how to sew double-sided napkins for the total beginner because I'm not an expert. I do know how to put 2 pieces of fabric together, but that's about it. And then I added those vintage teacups I was telling you about, and some water mugs, and some bamboo utensils. Very fun and festive for summertime. It's just a bright and cheery summer table with some candles, and we will enjoy this for the weeks and months to come. Okay, here in the living room where I'm standing right now, I just refreshed the blanket on the couch, washed it, fluffed the pillows a little bit, You'd be surprised what a big difference it makes to just fluff around your pillows, wash your blankets, maybe swap them out. I have a hand-sewn blanket on the chair that's next to the couch. It's got some ruffles on it. I think it's really pretty. And just rotating your blankets, rotating your pillows, that's what I do most of the time. I don't usually buy new blankets or pillows unless I sew them. But what I did do was I added 3 plates to the wall. Now I've been wanting to hang these pretty blue saucers on this wall over here for quite some time, but went through several different iterations of command hooks and plate hangers and failed several times until I figured out a way that it finally could hang. Okay, now I want to talk about how to fill your vases if you don't have a lot of flowers. So how you fill your vases if you don't have a lot of flowers is you fill it with whatever you do have. So bushes, branches, plants, herbs are all really good things to fill your vases with, or the leaves from the flowers themselves. If the flowers haven't bloomed yet, just go down a little lower and grab some of the leaves. So that's what I did. I have an oregano plant in the garden that does really well, so I cut some of the oregano. I also cut some of the leaves off of my flowers and some of the branches off of these large plants that are by our window. I have a peony bush in the front of the house, which has 3 buds on it. If you grow peonies, you know that peonies take forever to create blooms if you plant them from the bulb, which I did. And so it's been a few years now and I'm just dying for a peony flower. And this one is about to bloom and I had to cut it because I needed to get into this home tour. So it'll just bloom in the vase here. But it looks really pretty with a couple zinnias and some oregano in a small vase. And so I just am going to take you along as I arrange these flowers and branches and herbs into little bouquets. Okay, lastly, on the front porch, we are doing a new tradition called tea time. My husband introduced me to the idea of sun tea, which is a big jug of water. You put it out on the porch when it's sunny out, just leave it out there all day and let the sun create tea. I had never heard of this, so let me know in the comments below if you know about this, but my dad knew about it because they came over and they said sun tea, and I'm like, how do I not know about this? My husband put together these 2 Adirondack chairs. So we kind of redid the porch area and we're loving having sun tea on our Adirondack chairs with some flowers. It's just a nice place to be in the summertime. The best advice I ever heard for weeding is to plant plants where the weeds are, so that ideally there's no dirt showing in your garden, because that way you can't see any weeds. And I thought that strategy was perfect. So what I do, what I've been doing over the years, is whenever I get a potted plant for the house, I just put it in the garden when it is spent, assuming it's a perennial and it will come back. But to be honest, the past few years I haven't even checked. I just get flowers, and then whatever is spent and looks like it might have future life, I just put it in the garden. And I have had some amazing things come back, and even bigger, and they grow and grow each year. Some stuff doesn't come back, but sometimes it does. And so that's what I'm doing right now. I put this, you can hardly even see it probably, but this is what looks like a dead bush fern plant. And I just threw it in the garden because it might come back. Okay, well that concludes the summer home tour. Thank you so much for watching. If you're brand new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. Every week I post a new video on farm-to-table recipes and homemade natural living. I'm passionate about sharing how to create a homemade natural homestead using from scratch cooking, farm-to-table food, and everything natural, as natural as you can make it. So if you're interested in that, make sure you follow along in the next video. Thank you so much for stopping by the homestead.